Hello and welcome to another edition of the Fort Dorchester High School Coaches Show. I'm the voice of the Patriots, Richard Todd, here with Athletic Director and Head Varsity Football Coach Steve LaPrade. It's the last road game of the year in the regular season as Fort Dorchester goes on the road at the West Ashley Wildcats, and coaches get right into it. Don't know if I've seen a game that started out with 3 kickoffs to start the game. They finally got that all settled, and of course it ends up in a short field with Michael Smalls fielding that. And in fact, that's been a theme lately, is having short fields for your offense. A good way to start. It
is. That's what you want as a head coach. Obviously, short fields on offense and long fields on defense. So yeah, we were good. They were having, I guess they were trying to kick it away from us. Didn't want to give us a return, so they kept kicking out of bounds. So I just kept making them re-kick it. So eventually, I think we ended up getting the ball on the plus 45.
Yep.
That's obviously a really good starting place for us.
And then a healthy dose of the run game. You had Davion Brown with a nice 27-yard run and Zion Reynolds with a 17-yard touchdown, 7-0, just like that.
Yeah, I was glad we come out. It's kind of, like I told you, the A-team. I think the plan's kind of finally coming together. So, we're starting to get a little bit healthier, which helps a lot. We still got a couple guys limping around, but we were probably about as healthy tonight as we've been in a while.
Well, and then after that, you had West Ashley with their first possession. They moved the ball down the field pretty well with their run game, running an option game. They had a 38-yard run from their quarterback, who ended up getting a quarterback sneak for a 7-7 tie there to start out. But they had effective running at the beginning.
Well, the flex bone is really tough to defend, and they did a really good job. They gave us some different looks and ran some different stuff and exploited us in some different ways, but you're right, they took it right down there, which was scary, but I do want to commend, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I really want to commend our defensive staff. I mean, the adjustments we made, and I guess I don't want to give everything away, but the adjustments we made at that point to shut that offense down was amazing, and we were scoring so fast on offense, we didn't have a lot of time to tell the kids what we needed, the small adjustments. So it was like, okay, we get this part straight, then we'll, so it was like we just continued to load on till eventually about the middle of the second quarter, boom, everything was in place.
Yep.
And, so that's, people don't understand, that's the difference in big-time football. It's great when you got one guy that's really good, can throw it or catch it or run it, but when you got to make adjustments, your best college teams, your best high school football teams, things happen. It's kind of like a fight. That's a filling out process there at the first.
Yeah, the sideline adjustments, halftime adjustments, those were the only points that the defense would give up all night long there in the first quarter. Next drive, you guys get Zoltan with a nice 25-yard pass play, and the key play of that drive was Trey Ryan dropping an open touchdown there at the goal line, and so you ended up settling for a 26-yard field goal from Christian Wilson.
Yeah, Trey's kind of get back. Trey hadn't played in, I guess, a month.
That's right.
I think the last game he played in was Gaffney. So it's been a while, and he's a big part of our team. So, he's not totally well yet, but he's getting there, and Trey doesn't miss many. I mean, he's our go-to guy, and he dropped that one. Obviously, we would like to have 14-0, but once again, I'm proud of Christian coming in. It wasn't a good angle. It was on the right hash. So I was proud to see Christian come in and knock that thing through, and I think we went up 10-7 at the end of the first quarter.
Yep, at the end of the first, it was 10-7. We do want to mention the defense with a great job of stopping the run there near the end of the first quarter, and a short field and a great catch, one of the best catches of the year from number 84, Multi Snyder, just getting a toe tap in on the sideline right to end the first quarter, 10-7. Second quarter, a lot of action for the Patriots. We'll get to that coming up as the Fort Dorchester High School Coaches Show continues next.
All right, Coach of the Week against West Ashley is Rashad Smith. I love talking about Rashad. Rashad played for me, and obviously that means a lot. to me. He's come back here. He went to Newberry on scholarship, played up there at Newberry for 4 years, had a great career at Newberry as a defensive back. Has come back here to Fort Dorchester. He is doing a great job. He's a great mentor. He's young, he's enthusiastic. The kids really react to him. He has a good rapport with them. He's kind of my rah-rah guy. He obviously does a fantastic job with corners, calls plays for us. He's just a great coach. I'm very, very lucky to have him. So Rashad Smith, you are my coach of the week versus West Ashley.
We took our signature sandwich and cranked it up to 11. With bacon and cheese, it's the new Signature Club, remixed by Zaxby's.
And welcome back to the Fort Dorchester High School Coaches Show. The Patriots lead 10-7 on the road at West Ashley. And we go into a second quarter that had a lot of action. And the second quarter started right out with a third and then fourth down. You go for it on fourth. DeAndre Ham catches a 14-yard pass, and the very next play, it's a 15-yard touchdown run from Zion Williams. And that right there seemed to be a little bit of a turning point that they put the foot down on the accelerator up 17-7.
Well, you know, we thought it was time to open it up and throw it a little bit. You know, having Zoltan back will help us a little bit, and he made some great throws. I think he had 2 or 3 touchdowns tonight.
Zoltan played like the all-star he was named this week.
Yeah, it was good to see him make north-south, and you know, and of course we had Des Mathis make the Shrine Bowl, and we had DeAndre Jones make the Shrine Bowl. So that's all good stuff.
Absolutely, and it was good stuff, 17-7, and then you get a fumble. Whenever you lead in the turnover category, the takeaways, it always makes a short field and helps out the team. And right after that, you've got a 15-yard pass play to Snyder, and it's 23-7 just like that.
Yeah, you know, Multi's really, we knew he was very, very talented. You know, it's just been one of those, he's young, you know, his first year with us, he's growing up. You know, him and Darius have been kind of holding it down. They've really worked hard. They're getting to be like really, really, really good receivers. DeAndre Ham's really come on. Now we got Trey back too, and Dez is a weapon. So. And
we talked at the beginning of the year about how many receivers you lost from last year's team, and you really see these guys stepping up now.
It is. Well, you know, it took a little while. You know, people sometimes, you know, and I'm one too. I don't like getting whipped and all that, but it's just, it's taken a while. You know, I think team-wise and offensive-wise and defensive-wise, you know, we're starting. I told them tonight, you know, the secret's going to be just taking care, you know, being a team, stay together, and you know, we're starting to play our best football. Now it's a good time to be doing that. You know, so I was really glad. I mean, we're becoming very explosive on offense and becoming very shut down on defense. Well, those two things, you know, we're always pretty solid on specialty. So, you know, I know Trey tonight had 2 punts, probably both of them were over 50 yards. You know, so I don't think we punted but twice. I was hoping we wouldn't have to punt at all, but we did. I think we ended up punting twice. You know, it was just it was a good night overall, and I just think we're starting to play our best football.
Christian Wilson missed the extra point on that, making it 23-7, but I agree that I think that second quarter might have been the best quarter of Patriot football all season long. It really looked good on both sides of the ball.
Probably, and you know, I mean, I don't even know what we've averaged the last 3 or 4 games. I mean, we've been in the 40s, 50s, or 60s, it seems like, you know. You know, it's just the team's coming together, and they're doing a good job, and you know, we're starting to score a bunch of points. We're getting some faith in what we do, got some faith in our players, and they're starting to trust the coaches. So, you know, all those are good for us and bad for the opponents.
Well, a perfect example of that was the defense sticking the run and getting the ball back to the Patriots. And then 87-yard touchdown pass, Zoltan Osborne to Snyder. Got that ball about the 40-45-yard line, and then he turned on another gear and ran away from everyone, and that would make the score 30-7.
Yeah, Multi's got you know, he's young. He's still just an underclassman, so as all our receivers are, I guess, except for Trey. So, you know, we got some we knew the talent he had early. He just didn't kind of understand and get in our system and understand things, and you know, now he is. He is a weapon. He can go up and get it, asking Darius Balaam. And Multi, I think you saw tonight, I don't know what his 40 time is, but let me tell you something. He can motor.
He left them in the dust on that 87-yard touchdown.
Very, very fast.
I mean, he really stepped up tonight, had a great first half, some great catches. Zoltan had a great first half. You also have to throw in Zion Reynolds and Davion Brown plus the offensive line. It was a total team effort. In fact, you'd have Zion come in with a nice 31-yard touchdown, a run to the one. Zoltan would do a nice option run in for a 1-yard touchdown to make it 37-7. That's the halftime score. And it was just a well-played second quarter from both sides of the ball.
Yeah, we got so many different looks on defense. They gave us so much, and that also makes me happy to see our offensive lines getting better and better every single week. And, you know, they had more in the box than we could block. And we kind of knew that our running back was going to have to, when I say block one, they were going to have to beat one because we didn't have enough people to block as many people as they had in the box. So we did. I thought, you know, Zion and Davion have been staples all year long. They're both fantastic. They're big. They're strong. They're explosive. They know they hit the holes. They know the reads. You know, they're our bread and butter guys. You know, and then of course, you know, we have Tremel, we have Naz, and then of course the new kid on the block is Ryan Campbell. He says we'll talk about him in the second half. You know, we kind of pulled most of our starters, our skill guys, at halftime, and I think we played 4 different quarterbacks tonight again. I think that's like the third game. I think we played 4 completely different quarterbacks, and we played 5 running backs tonight.
It was a 27-point second quarter for the Patriots. Great on both sides of the ball, and a 37-7 lead at halftime at West Ashley. We'll get the second half highlights as the Fort Dorchester High School Coaches Show continues next.
Okay, offensive player of the game against West Ashley is Multi Snyder. Multi is a junior. He's number 84. He's just really coming into his own. We knew earlier in the year he was going to be something special. He's young. He had to learn our system, which he has done. He's starting to really make big plays for us. He's got great speed. He's got great height. He high points the ball. He can go up and get them. He's got great hands. He's finally started, took him a while to trust us and listen to us, but he has done that. I think he's seeing some unbelievable success. If he continues, I think you will see Multi Snyder probably play some big time football one day. Right now, hopefully he can help us win some big time games here down the stretch and into the playoffs. So Multi Snyder, number 84, junior, wide receiver. You're my offensive player of the game against West Ashley.
We took our signature sandwich and cranked it up to 11. With bacon and cheese, it's the new Signature Club, remixed by Zaxby's.
And welcome back to the Fort Dorchester High School Coaches Show. The Patriots lead 37-7 at the West Ashley Wildcats as we dive into some third quarter action. And Coach, getting the backups in, taking the starters out because we know you got the big game next week for the region title. And then you look at Ryan Campbell, number 44. He just seemed to be moving at a different speed than everybody else, and he had some great moves. And, you know, before we get to that, your defense just really stepped up and shut the run down. After that first drive in the first quarter, the defense really didn't give up much of anything the rest of the game.
It did. That's what I told you. I told our defensive staff I was so proud that they were able to make the adjustments, get the kids to understand, you know, and you know, I don't know if people understand, but when they come off the field, offensive, defensive, they go straight to the 10. You know, depending on how many plays, if it's offensive, defense, they're out there. So you're trying, you know, we have replay up in the top So we're trying to explain to them what we're doing, trying to get everything in. Then, you know, all of a sudden you're screaming for punt return or punt team or whatever, and you know, and that's what I said. Like defensively, we had so many things that they were throwing at us, we couldn't fix it. You know, it's kind of like putting your finger in a hole in the dam. You know, yeah, you can fix that one, but you got 2 more over here. So it took us, you know, but we slowed them down until we could fix everything. You know, and the offense was scoring so fast. You know, nobody's done this to West Ashley. I mean, West Ashley was undefeated 3 weeks ago.
That's right. They started the season 7-0.
Yeah. And they were ranked, you know, top 5, 6 in the state, you know, and they dropped one close one to Ashley Ridge, and I think Somerville beat them by a couple touchdowns last week, but it was a close game till the 4th quarter, and you know, and then we roll in here. I mean, Donnie Kiefer's a good ball coach now, and they got good kids over there. They play hard. He's got a good program, and for us to go in there and put 51 on them and hold them to 7, that's pretty good.
Yeah, you had Connor Morgan with a fumble recovery. Connor Morgan and Bryce Carpenter, great DBs for you guys. And then just another example of the defense stepping up. And then Ryan Campbell getting in. You had Banks Wickersham at quarterback. You even had Daniel Lopez kicking the extra point. And just it looked great. And another touchdown, 44-7 would be the score there in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, I told Zoltan, I said, you're done. I told him at halftime he was done. I told Davion Brown and Zion Reynolds they were done, you know. We started getting some other offensive linemen in there. We took Des Mathis out. So, you know, we got our skilled guys. Started taking, I don't think Multi played any. I don't think Darius Balaam played any more. You know, we got some other really good receivers, you know, Anthony Pereza and Trey Walker and you know, Micah Anderson. Those guys, you know, they want to play. So we got them in there. As I said earlier, we played 4 different quarterbacks. You know, most people don't have 4 quarterbacks on B team, JV, and varsity. We played 4. We played 5 different running backs. We had over 300 yards rushing tonight. We had almost 200 yards passing tonight, and that's great because you got 4 quarterbacks that do that. You got 5 running backs that do that. You know, we probably played 10, 11 offensive linemen. So. That's all good stuff, you know, and like I said, we're kind of starting to play decent football. You know, some of the opponents we got now, no, they're not as strong as what we played earlier in the season, but we're starting to play better, and it's never a better time to play better than right here at the end. We have the game for the region championship coming up next week, and then, you know, if we're fortunate enough to win that one, you know, we'll be in the playoffs either way, but you know, we'll end up being the #1 seed and start the playoffs. So, you know, hopefully we can continue to play well.
When you get those backups in, it just shows you the depth that the Patriots have and the future of the Patriot football program. Great to see them get in. 44-7 the score as we go to the 4th quarter. We'll get to that in a preview of the regular season finale as the Fort Dorchester High School Coaches Show continues next.
Okay, Defensive Player of the Week against West Ashley is Aaron Lawrence. Aaron Lawrence is a senior outside linebacker, number 21. He's our steady captain kind of guy on defense. He's started for us for 2 years, been in our program since the 8th grade. Aaron's a great player. He's a great student of the game also. He's our guy that we're going to count on here later in the season. So, Aaron, you had another great game against West Ashley. So you're my Defensive Player of the Week against West Ashley.
We took our signature sandwich and cranked it up to 11. With bacon and cheese, it's the new Signature Club, remixed by Zaxby's.
Welcome back to the Fort Dorchester High School Coaches Show. The Patriots lead 44-7 going into the 4th quarter at the West Ashley Wildcats. A lot of backups getting in the game, and we were talking about the future of the Fort Dorchester program and how deep you are. B team and JV is a perfect example of that.
Yeah, you know, our B team, they only play 8-minute quarters, I guess. You know, West Ashley comes out, runs the opening kickoff back. We're down 7-0. We scored 62 points on B team. We threw for 5 touchdowns last night. That's huge. That's B team. That's 7th and 8th graders. We got a quarterback that threw for 5 touchdowns. We got some receivers on that B team and some running backs. Oh my goodness. You know, defensively, obviously they played well. They didn't give up any points, you know, really the whole game. You know, the only points they got was on a kickoff return. Then we come in JV, we're down 7-0 in JV. I think we answered with 34, 36 points. So, you know, I mean, you know, you look and you put 150 points and gave up 21. And, you know, it's you know, the guys, you know, they love football. They like playing it. You know, they work hard. The coaches do a great job on B team JV, and I tell them how important they are. You know, those B team coaches are the first ones to sell football. You know, Fort Dorchester football. They're the ones. They're the salesmen. So, you know, they're doing a good job. I don't know. I think both of them may have lost 1 game this year. They both went through the region. If they win on Thursday next week, we play Somerville over there, and B team JV, they'll both be region champs also. So,
and you know, that's what we mean by a program, a feeder system, a community. I mean, what this means and how this program's gotten to where it is now, and the future looks so bright. And one of the things that you mentioned earlier when we were talking about is the importance of the coaching that happens on the sideline during the game, the adjustments. You see the coaches and the players come over, you got the flat screen TV, and they are going through everything, and you can see that into action on the field.
Well, you know, I tell people all the time, obviously, we have a lot of kids that want to move over here and play for us. And I tell people all the time, you know, most of them that are big bodies or really fast or whatever school they're at, you know, they're probably going to get recruited. But what people don't understand, and I say this all the time, you know, I think people get mad sometimes because all the Fort Dorchester guys are in the newspaper. All the Fort Dorchester guys are on television. Well, the reason, the difference in our program is when those kids go to college, they're ready to compete and they're ready to play. Not because we're better coaches than anybody else. It's because every single day they have to compete out here at practice. Every day they have to compete. And if they don't, they can't play. And see, most people don't know, you know, oh, I got a scholarship to wherever. And then they go, and they can't get on the field. Because, you know, they were I call them the dog. They were the dog where they were at, but they don't have to compete. And when you go to college, everybody's good. Everybody's good.
And it's amazing when you look on a Saturday or on a Sunday and you see Fort Dorchester players popping up on the screen. 2 players to mention in the 4th quarter. First of all, Trey Ryan as a punter. He had 2 punts, one punt about 60 yards. I mean, talk about flipping the field. That right there is an effective weapon, and he was jacked after he got both of those punts.
You know, he was. Like I said, he's been hurt for a blame month, and his first time he's really come back and got in the game. He's still not healthy yet. Hopefully he's going to be more healthy next Friday, but you know, and he's really the heart and soul of our team too. I mean, he's you know, he came in when Zolt went down, played quarterback for us, you know, at Berkeley and Gaffney, and he got hurt in the 2nd quarter against Gaffney. He couldn't hardly walk the 2nd half, you know, and he almost pulled that one off. You know, we should have beat Gaffney, but you know, it is what it is. It wasn't to be that night, but you know, he's a good one, and you know, and like I said, you know, Banks Wickersham came in 3rd quarter and played. Then Charles Watson came in, I think 3rd quarter, and I don't know if he scored or not sure. And, you know, and then Austin Grady came in, and I think he led us down to a score. So, you know, I don't know, you know, I guess I'm very, very fortunate to have that much talent and that much depth, you know, and I'm fortunate to have a bunch of great assistant coaches that work hard with these kids, and these parents should understand, you know, their kids are getting, you know, if they got the talent and they happen to be good enough and make it to the next level, they're going to see their kids are going to end up making it.
So now, Coach, it comes down to the final regular season game, region title on the line, home field advantage in the postseason. You also got the arch rivals when it comes to Summerville. I mean, it's kind of the way that it seems like it's meant to be. It's the best rivalry in the Low Country, and everything's on the line for that last home game and senior night as well.
It is. You know, that's going to be a great ball game. You know, really, I mean, Summerville, they've got a better record than we do. I think they're, 8-1 right now. You know, we're, 6-3, I guess, now. But it wouldn't even matter if one of us was 0-9. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't matter. That game would be both squads are going to play their guts out. You know, it's a big rivalry. It's bragging rights for 365 days. Communities, you know, it is what it is. I mean, football is a big thing down here, and it's a big thing in Summerville. So I'm sure the stands will be packed. It'll be a great game. Both teams are kind of playing their best ball. You know, we both kind of went through the region and really hadn't had too many close games. So it's going to be a throwdown. Like I said, Summerville always plays their best against us. They always have. You know, we've been fortunate. I think somebody told me the other day, I think we've won the last 44 out of the last 45 region games. You know, and the only one we've lost is Summerville. And I think we were up we won like 70-some out of 71 or something games down here in the Low Country. So, and Summerville's the only one that got us. They got us that one year, I think, in, gosh, I don't know, a few years ago.
I must say, you've been involved in quite a few Summerville-Fort Dorchester battles on both sides of it.
You know, I can remember when we hadn't won but 3 or 4 games. You know, I can remember one year, oh my goodness, they were loaded, and I threw everything but the kitchen sink. It was 35-35 at halftime. They were supposed to beat us by about 100. We onside kick, got it, and went up 42-35. And we ended up losing like 78-59 or something. It was you know, so I'm expecting that. I know our kids are, they're excited. I know our school will be excited. I know their school will be excited. Hopefully it'll be a great high school atmosphere.
It should be.
It should be. It should be a blast.
The regular season finale, they will salute the class of 2023 for senior night and region championship on the line against your arch rival. You can throw the records out, but this one means a lot. And so we'd like to get all the Patriot fans to get out and come out to Patriot Field at Bagwell Stadium Friday night, October 28th for the regular season finale against the Summerville Green Wave. We'll have it covered for you right here on the Fort Dorchester High School Coaches Show.